icon,
love him.
JVN, Jonathan Van Ness, made headlines recently after appearing on Dak Shepard's Armchair Expert podcast and boldly taking a stand against the host's views on transgender youth. Then the right-wing journalist, Megyn Kelly, decided it was her turn to throw a few low blows at Van Ness through her SiriusXM show to mock Van Ness's teary-eyed statements on the podcast and assert that trans women should be excluded from sports teams. The Queer Eye star then shared a video shutting down Kelly's baseless comments with a smile on their face. His followers and other social media users praised him for his approach.
You know what, Jonathan? Same. I'm so tired, too. I'm so tired. I'm tired of having stand up for my daughter's right to play sports with other girls. I'm tired of having to stand up for the volleyball player down in North Carolina.
Megan, whoa. I had to meet you on a press tour in your 4th Hour Today show that got canceled, but you did make millions of dollars on that cancellation. So good on you, girl boss power, love it. But here's the thing. I don't think that you would make a video of every single time a high school or college or collegiate athlete got injured playing volleyball or soccer or basketball or baseball or any of those sports when she gets injured by a cisgender competitor, which happens all the time. Why? Because sports are dangerous. Volleyball is dangerous. Trans women don't make sports dangerous. They are dangerous. So advocating for trans inclusion in sports and for trans rights does not take away from women's rights. Women deserve the same access to money, advertising dollar, resources, training facilities, scholarship opportunities, professional league opportunities that men do. And I'm advocating for that all the time. I believe in women's rights. I believe in women's right to choose. I believe in trans rights. So yeah, I'm advocating for all the people. That's what I try to do. And all the best to you.
Van Ness knows how to stand for himself. What are we all talking about?
Listen, this is not even the first time that we've talked about JVN when I've been here, right?
Yep.
You know, so I love that we get to come back to them. This is kind of like a perfect article to piggyback on what we just talked about, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like Dak Shepard, by the way, is Dak Shepard Kristen Bell's husband?
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
So is he a Republican? Or is he?
You'd be surprised.
So so just so I don't get, because I remember reading about this, he shares that trans females should not be allowed, and Jonathan was obviously opposing that stance.
Getting teary-eyed about it because again,
rightfully so. Megyn Kelly was not on the podcast, but has another show on the same network and responded.
Started talking shit about him.
Right. So it's just like, number one is thanks for the view, Megyn Kelly. You know, like no matter what, there's always going to be a Karen watching, right? So thanks for watching out my queer icon, Jonathan. We love it.
We love it.
And I just think that everyone is big, bad, and bold behind a podcast microphone or behind their Sirius XM radio channel without having to live any of those experiences. Dak Shepard is, to my understanding, a tall, white, handsome man who has probably lived his life with a lot of privilege, has not walked into a room and felt different just because of the way of his skin and the way that people look at him. He is married to, physically a Karen.
Yeah.
You know, so his life has probably been lots of, easy, relationships with others. I don't really see a lot of hardship standing in his way. So to me, it's almost like, are you using the gay community and gay icons like Jonathan Van Ness as clickbait to bring us into this kind of environment, then watch your podcast and watch you slam our trans community? Like, is that the only point of why you had him on? Because I like Kristen Bell, and I'm going to affiliate someone with their husband, their partner.
Of course,
it's like, this hurts for me. That's my girl.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's BS when straight people use us to gain the attention from our community, the LGBTQ plus community, and then when they have our attention, they shit in our face.
Yeah. And it happens all too often, And JVN he's a good sport, and he understands, they understand that wherever they go, they are a huge representation of us.
Right. And speaking of sports, it is what it is. Like, this is not a black and white. This is not a murky subject here. It's black and white, which is awesome sometimes. Trans women are women.
Period.
It's a women's category.
Yeah.
Trans men are men.
Period.
It's a men's category.
Period.
That's it.
That's it. There should be no more
until the
question.
Olympics has decided to introduce a non-binary category where we can then even go further with what needs to be done. This is it.
Yeah.
You can't have
So
your
deal
cake
with
and eat
it.
it too.
No, you can't.
You know,
you can't. And you're gonna go after, and JVN, who, he's got a gymnastics background.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? He loves kids. Like, he has a camp for LGBTQ plus kids. Like,
You've seen him change the lives of so many people just
Queer
on
Eye.
Queer Eye alone.
Oh my God. Yes.
Alone.
Yes.
And that's
yes.
not
oh my God.
everything he's done.
I can't remember her girl right now, and I can't remember her Instagram is Archangel something, and I can't remember her name, but she's incredible, and she was on Queer Eye, and she was the trans bodybuilder, and they're still besties, okay? And when I interviewed her, she was like, JVN changed my life. Like now we're friends, and I go to him whenever I need any kind of direction or something. You know what I mean? He's changed. They have changed many lives.
They really have, and I'm still just a little bit disappointed in Dax Shepard. Like, I want to maybe go home and do a little bit more research on
and send him a message
because
send him a dick pic. See what
it's
he says.
not cool. Yeah, I will.
Maybe that'll work.
Maybe it will.
Just saying.
Fine.
So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the Faye What Show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ plus media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the Faye What Show. Get the week started with me.